You say I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to my What's Up with Vanderpump BravoCon edition. I hope you guys love this video. Make sure to like it down below, subscribe to my channel, and please hit that notification button to all so you can get notified every time I post a video or go live. That is very helpful, especially with YouTube, because they don't really like to let people know that, hey, this person has a new video unless you hit all. They try to personalize it for you, and personally, I don't like when they personalize it for me. They never show me all the good stuff. So make sure to hit all. That's just a little tidbit advice. But let's get into this BravoCon weekend with our favorite people of all, the Vanderpump Rules cast. Now, BravoCon wouldn't have started off any other way but introducing their main players of BravoCon. And they had wonderful introductions where they each got to come down the escalator, and Ariana looked amazing here. We also got to see Miss Scheana Shay come down as well. I did not see anyone else come down the escalator in photographs that I searched World Wide Web for, but these are the two great photos that we got from that. I did also hear that Britany got her heel stuck in the escalator from Real Housewives of New York, and that was a whole drama in itself, and I will be bringing that to you, so stay tuned for that as well. For all of us Vanderpump Rules fans who have been waiting to see the whole cast come together following the explosive season 10 reunion, we have some good news. It finally all happened at BravoCon, and they reunited on November 3rd, which was the first day of BravoCon, for a panel to give fans the inside scoop on just where things currently stand in their friend group after the season 10 drama surrounding, of course, Tom Sandoval and Ariana Madix and their shocking split. Plus, they also shared with viewers what we can all look forward to for this upcoming season that is coming in January, which I am so excited for. But let's take a look at this panel and the best moments that they had and what we can come to find out just from everything that they answered for us.
Ariana, after the way the last season ended, how would you describe your feelings entering into a new season of filming? And what was your experience? We saw a little bit of that. Was it what you expected?
I think in some ways it was, in some ways it wasn't. I mean, I knew it was going to be difficult. I knew it was going to be weird. I knew that I was going to have some very strong and some very negative feelings. But ultimately, I think if anything, the last year has shown me that I can do hard things. And it was hard, but we did it.
You did it. You did it.
Ariana is killing it. She overcame so much this year. If you are not watching Dancing with the Stars, you need to, or at least just go vote for her every Tuesday, because she is killing it. Like, I really think she can get the Mirror Ball trophy, and I'm not a Dancing with the Stars person at all. She's the reason I am watching it. She is doing such a great job. Last week, she did Britney Spears' I'm a Slave for You, and she knocked it out of the ballpark. If you want to vote for her, you can vote for her by text on Tuesday nights at 21523 and put Ariana in all caps. You have to have uppercase. But let's check out what else they had to say.
Verona, I think one of the great things, you know, in this show is so many people identify with the situations and relationships. And I'm so proud of Ariana, and I think the audience will be too, for turning it around and living her best life, right?
Thank you. I do want to say that I think that that is very true. I think that, you know, I'm not the first. I will not be the last. My experience is not unique. But I think that meeting and speaking to so many people, they made me feel like I wasn't alone, and hopefully I made them feel like they weren't alone as well.
Got it. Did you?
And that's the thing. So many can relate to Ariana's story. And I think that this has helped a lot more people than people realize. Let's also see what else they had to say, because this is where it gets juicy, guys.
Did you two film at all during the season together?
No, I mean, in the same, as you saw, in the same place, sure, but...
You're still not sharing a house, are you?
I'm currently staying somewhere while I'm doing dancing because of just the chaotic schedule and everything.
Got it.
But actively trying to change the ownership of the house situation.
And I am going to spill a little beans right now. Tom did say in another interview, which we'll hear everything he had to say, that he's not living there either. So I don't know if he's living at the house, but she's not living there right now. And I do know that Daniel is spending a lot of time, that's her boyfriend, if you don't know, with her while she does Dancing with the Stars, because the practices are so excruciating, and he's there to make sure she gets home and can relax and have a meal. He is the sweetest guy ever. I heard he's been flying back and forth from New York to LA just to be with her, and that is just the sweetest thing ever. And I hope that just blossoms from here. Honestly, she deserves happiness. So let's see what else they had to say.
How are things in your relationship?
Amazing. Thank you
Amazing?
for asking. Yeah. I mean, Ali,
Oh no, things are going great. James bought a house this year.
You bought a house,
And
congrats!
We're now doggy parents. So yeah, things are going great.
What about an engagement?
Whoa.
Is there an engagement timeline we can be
I don't
looking
think
forward
we're
to?
in a huge rush for that. We're really content with where we're at.
Okay, that's good.
Puppy, house. We're good.
it's been an amazing year, you know, and yeah, I mean, obviously I love Ali more than anything, and I see that in our future, but again, we're not rushing anything, just taking it. It's been an amazing year. Again, the house, little graham cracker, aka hippie, has come back into my life, and I am over the moon. I haven't been like this filled with joy in so long. I just love him so much. I love our little family at our little house in Burbank, and it's just like everything is just sweet. So,
Nice.
yeah.
I just love Allie and James together. I think they are a wonderful couple. Congrats on the house. We all know already about Graham, so I'm happy that Graham, aka Hippie, is in a better home and with two loving parents. And I just can't wait to see the future of these two, because honestly, I think Allie's a keeper, and James, and he just has changed so much for the better since she's been in his life. All right, let's see what else is going on with these pumpers.
It's just sweet. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Piranha, I would say though, you know, we're all saying, oh, Tom's okay with this one, with that one, but it wasn't easy. We can't in any way, shape or form think that this season is about jumping back into filming and, oh, okay, we'll make a show. It wasn't that at all. Vanderpump Rules has always been so accurate in telling the true story, and I think that's why the fans felt so betrayed when this all happened afterwards, because we've always had all the details. On other reality shows, sometimes you've seen a couple and, oh, they're getting divorced, but Vanderpump Rules has never been that. Each and every one of these people here have taken it on as their responsibility to tell the truth about what was going on in their life, and I think that's why there was so much resentment, because this was all such a kind of insidious situation, and it wasn't easy this season to get back to even be sitting here.
Wow.
So you'll see it. You'll see it.
Honestly, going into this season, I was thinking the whole time, if Ariana can do it, I could do it too.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, James.
I think we need t-shirts like that. If Ariana can do it, I can do it.
Hell yeah, I'd buy that t-shirt. If Ariana can do it, I can do it too. Yes. And James, you've come a long way. Don't doubt yourself. I know it had to hurt James just as much as it hurt other people, Ariana especially. Let's see what else they have to say.
This panel is single. Okay. Do you ladies have your eyes on anybody at BravoCon this weekend?
Just you, baby.
I don't think my man would mind, girl. So
Hey,
you
I
just
only,
let me
like,
know.
I only like girls and gays.
You just let me know. What about you, Katie?
No, I don't. Well, perhaps.
Perhaps?
I don't know.
Remember
I don't
those
think
Magic
so.
Mike guys that were walking around backstage?
Oh yeah, I saw some Magic Mike guys. Are you here? Any of you? No. No. I want to go outside of the friend group, actually. Even the Bravo friend group family.
No more Toms?
No more Tom.
Hi, Katie.
Hi.
You look fabulous.
You look like a couch.
Oh.
Damn, Katie, that was a good one. And I hate to say it, Tom, that jacket pattern does look like one of those like 80s style couches. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. Do you think that was a win for Katie? She deserves that W. All right, let's see what else is going to be happening.
So are you two not in a good place right now?
Yes, that's a good place. That's
a good place.
You look like a nice couch, but you look like a couch. Where'd you get that?
Schwartz, what about you? Are you dating?
I'm single and I'm just happy to not be spiraling anymore. I feel like there's like some turbulence in my life, but I feel like I'm recalibrated. I feel good. I'm single and maybe sometimes willing to mingle, but for the most part, I'm single. I'm chilling.
Tell the truth. He had something going on this season. Tell the truth. You had something going on. Yeah.
I mean, but there was maybe a situationship.
Oh, yeah, that's what we call it now.
Got it, situationship. Brock,
Well, if you don't know, now you know there is a situationship, which I can tell you if you're watching Winter House. Tom Schwartz has his eyes from Katie from Below Deck. I know, the irony, another girl named Katie. But if you're not watching it, you need to be watching it on Bravo. But let's just say there's a little situationship, and this is right after, literally like a week or 2 weeks after Scandoval broke out. So this is him recovering from that period and then going right into season 11 right after this. So check out Winter House on Bravo. Let's continue though.
from you, who on the cast are you closest to?
Honestly, I feel like I've
Besides from Scheana, obviously.
Yeah, no, all of them really. I think with this whole last summer, Ariana and I got close, and then also Sandoval, we fell apart. But at the same time, I'm friends with everybody up here. I don't really pick too many battles now. Everyone's good.
Yeah. Well, Scheana, let's go back to the reunion. Was there anything that you weren't able to say that you wanted to say because you were stuck back in, you know?
Oh, Lordy.
Exactly. Is there anything you wanted to say that you want to say now?
I was very happy being able to sit back and just watch that. I think the place I was at the time, there was nothing else I needed to say. I said everything I wanted to say to Sandoval. And Raquel at the time, that was not the time and place for a conversation. Now, so many months and so much life has happened since then. I'm good. I'm in a very happy place. I don't feel like there's anything left unsaid.
Good job. Okay. All right, for the growth. Everybody in here is disappointed. They want you to cut somebody out. That's why they're not clapping at
Well,
that.
she's not here, so.
Yeah. Well,
in my opinion, Brock is just the type of guy that he'd rather just be like cool with everybody than have any kind of drama in his life. And I find that admirable because not a lot of people can do that. And for Scheana, I'm so happy that she's in a great place with her life and everything that she's doing. And honestly, I don't even think at this point that Rachel or Scheana should ever sit down and have a conversation. I don't really think there's much to be said. I think everything that was said happened, and she showed her true colors by trying to get a restraining order on Scheana after everything Scheana did. And I honestly still don't think that Scheana punched her. I still think it was a push, and it might have just got like a scratch from her nails kind of thing. It happens. But anyways, let's continue on, because this isn't even the juice yet. Let's get into that.
yeah. Katie, can we get an update on the sandwich shop?
That's, yeah, right? No one wants to hear soon. I know, that's like not the answer, but soon. Yeah, no, I mean, the thing is like there's just like inspections and like hoops we have to jump through. We have to get like a water heater?
Yeah, to get a new water heater for the building.
The updates are really boring, I'll tell you that much. That's why we're not constantly updating everybody. But as you know, Lisa knows, as everyone knows, in West Hollywood, it is they don't make it easy on you. But that is the update, is that we're just like some final like things that have popped up, of course, in the 11th hour, but our menu is great. We're really excited about that.
All right,
So,
good job.
yeah.
Listen, I understand that even just starting a business, running a business takes a lot. And they're starting this from the ground up. So they have to follow every different inspection known to man. I know these girls got it though, and that sandwich shop will be open very soon. So stay tuned for that. Now, this was part of the panel that really got me kind of upset for Ariana. Let's just get into it, and then I'll talk about it.
No, I mean, any apology was essentially rescinded with whatever the hell was said after that anyways, so no.
Do you have anything to say to that? No? Okay. What's your question over?
I actually saw like a full clip of this, and for whatever reason, I cannot find it now. I swear I downloaded it. But pretty much the host asked, have you received an apology from Tom, Ariana? And she says, no. And that's where it starts off. And honestly, I think Tom is less than a man for still not just apologizing. That's what all the fans want to hear. They want to hear that he was sorry for what he did. And he could have at least done that for them. I think it would have put him in better graces with a lot of people that were there. And maybe stop the booing too. I mean, but there are just a couple more clips left that I have of this panel. So let's check them out.
Season was extraordinarily difficult for obviously Tom and Ariana to kind of get back into it. But for me, as a maternal figure and a matriarch and a kind of mentor to them, I care about them all very much individually. So to try and facilitate some kind of cohesion, you're going to see on this season, it's very different to any other season, and it was very difficult to navigate. But that's always Vanderpump Rules. It's not Little House on the Prairie.
Well, let's address the elephant in the room. Ariana, how are you?
You know, it is what it is.
It is what it is. What was filming like for you two?
I mean, I know what filming was like for me. I can't speak for anyone else. It was weird, it was different, it was difficult, and I'm glad that it's...
We love you, Ariana!
This past season, yes.
Sandoval, knowing what you know now, how's your friendship with Schwartz since he took some of the heat for you from last season?
I mean, I feel like it's definitely gotten better. Obviously, we went through tough times. Because of me, and he dealt with a lot of residual negativity, and I really appreciate you sticking by and hanging in there, man.
For better or for worse, till death do us part. Always and forever. That's Ariana's side. Sandoval's side of the head.
Business is up the creek, everything just got wrong in his life. Even if you're gonna be friends with him, she's gonna cut you off, so think about your next move very carefully. Ruin my life, my home, and then attempt to kill my f***ing dog. My lawyer will be dealing with you.
So that's it for the Vanderpump Rules panel. Right after they got done with the panel, they went into interviews for all the different news outlets, blogs, and all of that. So let's take a peek at those clips and those interviews.
Here we are. Repeats, Las Vegas, Sin City.
Here we are. Are we getting into any trouble?
I don't know. Day's young. We might get a new ass tattoo. No!
Please no ass tattoos. Okay, let's just start with the fact that Special Forces caught you, Sandoval, crying on the toilet. So between your toilet... Between that toilet cry and Schwartz's, who has the more iconic toilet cry?
Oh, definitely Schwartz.
That's my favorite episode in the history of Vanderpump Rules. I've actually never watched it all the way through because it's sacred to me and I want it to preserve the way it is in my mind. So I haven't watched it. But anyways.
He hasn't fully watched this wedding episode either. It was a great episode.
You need to like get to watching.
I just watched Kyle and Amanda's wedding and I cried and it was lovely. Shout out to Summer House.
Well, considering I haven't even seen an episode of Special Forces yet, I would have to say Tom Schwartz gets the most iconic cry on the toilet. Okay, let's see the next question.
Amanda's wedding and I cried and it was lovely. Shout out to Summer House.
Let's talk about Katie Flood for a second. What makes her a 10 out of 10?
Well, I've said this. All right, I'm all kidding. I've said this so many times, but first of all, she has like the essence of a 90s supermodel to me, and she's smart, she's funny, she's witty, but she's also like very self-deprecating, which is very attractive to me. Anyways, she's just awesome. Yeah.
I love Katie from Below Deck, so this is sweet to hear Tom say about her. I think they would be a good match, just in general, but that's just my opinion. I think he just still needs to work on himself. He has a lot of growing up to do, but let's see what else they had to say.
Sandoval, it seems like you get a little bit of a redemption arc this season. And correct me if I'm wrong, but do we think if Rachel would have returned to shooting, she would have received the same treatment?
I mean, considering like the way the reunion went, and the way sort of, I mean, I think she would have probably gotten a little bit easier of a landing, I feel like. Considering the way like the reunion was, I mean, she had her trailer, I sat there the whole time and got my ass kicked. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, who knows? It never happened, so we don't know, but I think she would have, I don't know. I don't know. Who knows?
I think that's a really great question, and we will never know because she did not return for season 11, and I just think maybe Tom feels a little hurt that he's getting treated like crap by the group, but he's still part of the group. She has not been around them and had to interact with any of them, and if she did, I'm pretty sure they would choose to ignore her, just how like Ariana chooses to ignore him, and we will probably see that on season 11 from all the reports that I've seen. So let's go on to the next one.
I see there's a lightning bolt earring.
Yeah.
Did you turn your necklace into an earring? What is going on here?
No, actually, that necklace is gone. I have a different lightning bolt necklace. It's a white gold versus yellow gold, and yeah, it's another earring. Yeah.
So Rachel sold hers for $14,000 and it went to charity. Should your original lightning bolt necklace go into the clubhouse? Where is that thing?
It got ripped off my neck.
It did?
Yeah, Ariana ripped it off my neck.
Oh, well, we should find that because that is kind of, the whole thing was a moment.
Yeah.
I would love for him to elaborate more on what happened to the necklace, because now he's just leaving us hanging for more. Like, oh, Ariana ripped it off my neck. You didn't know? No, none of us knew. So what happened? Did she like rip it off your neck at Tom Tom? Did you rip it off your neck at the house when you told her what it was a symbolic meaning for? Like, what happened? We need more. Let's go to the next one.
What was harder, returning to film this season or Special Forces?
Oh man, they were really both hard in different ways. But Special Forces got me ready, I feel like. Something I really needed to do in my life. It was definitely the hardest thing, mentally, physically, I've ever done in my life.
Wow. Who's giving it to you the hardest this season?
Everybody, but in different ways.
What's going
Again, I have not seen Special Forces. If I'm missing out on something, please let me know down below. But if it's stupid, I don't really want to watch it because Tom Sandoval's on there. Anyways, let's go to the next one.
on with the season and you guys? Are we back to some classic Tom Tom?
I would say I prefer Tom Tom foolery. He's a little harsh. Yeah, I think we're getting our old Tom Tom dynamic back. We got to realize we've known each other for 13 years. He's one of my best friends. We've been through so much together, and I love the guy. He's like family. So I did take a break. I had to because my whole identity became caught up in his identity. You know, I became an accessory to an affair. But I'm glad to let you know that I have my Schwartz back. I am a human being. I have nuances, history, family, hobbies.
It's definitely Tom fuckery. That's what it is. Like, when these two are together, they cause fucking havoc. And that's always something that I said that Schwartz needs to find himself. And I hope with everything that happened, he was able to find out just what being Tom Sandoval's friend is really all about, and having to find your own identity because it's so intermingled with his. Anyways, there's one last question for these two, and we'll be moving on to a new clip. So let's check out the last clip.
Lastly, I'm actually loving the style choices today. You make bold style choices. If you can give anyone a style makeover on your cast, who would it be?
I think I know what he wants to say.
Say it. Just say it.
I would say Schwartz.
Oh.
Did you expect that?
I'm willing.
Yeah. What did you think he was going to say?
I don't want to say it.
Just say it.
No. I accept, by the way.
Who do you want to give a style makeover to?
Myself.
It's mutual. I love that for you guys. Have a great rest of your BravoCon. Bye, guys.
So though the boys were done with the E-interview, they did move on to the other interviewers that were there, like Entertainment Tonight and Extra. So I will show you these clips, and I'll make sure there's no same kind of bullshit that they've already said. So let's go on to this clip.
All right, sunglasses on, a chest tattoo, neck tattoo. These are we're just trying them on, right? These are not permanent.
I mean, I want to be cool too.
Yeah, dude.
Stop staging me. Per usual.
No, me? Come on.
But the tats. Just temp, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying them out.
Okay. You just got off stage. I hear it was a little tense in there. A little booze was happening. How did that make you feel?
So warm and fuzzy inside. You know, when you feel like people hate your existence. When some guy gets on stage and goes, so, Tom, you know, why would you come here? Like, literally nobody wants you here. Nobody likes you. That was a little rough.
You know, maybe they were using some sort of, like, reverse psychology. Like, you know, remember back in the day, like in middle school, when you like someone, so you're kind of mean to them? You know what I mean?
You think this guy has a crush on me? You think that guy has a crush on me? I don't think so.
They were booing you because they love you.
Now, if you did not see my video about how Tom got booed at BravoCon, then check that out. You will also see the question they are referring to in this interview about the guy saying, like, why are you here? No one likes you. It's more in depth than just that. But let's check out the next clip.
Being here, the response on the stage was a lot of boos.
Yeah. Wait, were there?
I heard one.
Maybe one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was the hardest thing. That was the thing I was really...
Par for the course?
Really, you know, wanting to get through. I'm glad I got through it. I knew that was going to happen, and, you know, we're moving on. Yeah.
In my opinion, I just think he's in denial about the whole booing on stage. Anyways, let's go to the next clip.
There's been other cheating scandals on this show. What do you think it is about what happened with you all that really caught fire?
Honestly, I really don't know. It could have been like the details of it. I mean, it just became a thing. I mean, I still come across like the strangest. I still come across like the strangest conspiracy theories of like
what?
Like, you know, that like me and Raquel were responsible for the Kennedy assassination.
I heard that one.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. But like, there's a lot of like, I'll run across random people on podcasts just like that are in like Michigan or like New Jersey, just talking about like they're like my best friend, like that they were there and they knew like. Then this happened, and then he cooked her like eggs, and then like, and I'm like, dude, who the hell are you?
I think the reason it really resonated and disturbed some people is just because you kind of were living a double life at one point, and the duration of it. Yeah. That's really what I think doesn't sit well with people.
It's sad when your best friend has a better answer than you do, and it was your situation that caused this whole uproar to begin with. In my opinion, Tom just does not get that what he did was so disgusting and so surreal to so many people that it resonated with them. And they've been watching Vanderpump for 10 years now and had this connection with you and Ariana as a couple, and they just felt her pain and they've been through it to understand it. I just don't think he understands what he did was like an ultimate betrayal. Let's go to the next question though.
I know one of the things too was an apology. Why are you not able to? I know you did on Instagram.
I've done it. I've actually done it numerous times, and if people want to check out the podcast, our first episode of the podcast, I definitely addressed that. I can only apologize so many times. Really, it's less about words and more about action. So right now, I'm just kind of trying to put the work in. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Instead of like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, words are cheap. I'm working on myself, trying to, make amends and move on.
Again, he just doesn't get it. I don't know what's wrong with him. Yes, he has apologized. Has his apologies been sincere? No, they haven't. Yes, we want you to work on yourself. We want you to become a better person. It's the accountability. He has not taken accountability for his actions. And even Ariana sat there on stage and said, I have not received an apology from him. And if she has, it was followed by a but this, but that. That's not taking accountability. If you were truly sorry, you would continue to say you were sorry. And you would be held accountable for your actions. You would say, I know what I did was wrong. I am sorry. It's not that hard.
You've done Masked Singer, you've done Special Forces. Would you do any other reality TV? Like if The Bachelor called you, would you go on there?
So much respect for The Bachelor and Bachelorette. Bachelor in Paradise looks fun. I would maybe consider that. I don't know. Not my cup of tea.
Yeah, and are you guys still living together, you and Ariana?
No, we are currently not.
Okay. When did that happen?
Yeah, you gotta wait and see.
Okay. So the whole trailer for the season says picking up the pieces. What piece are you picking up first?
Wow, I don't even know, man. Honestly, with everything that's going on, it's so hard to focus on the details. I'm just living day by day, you know?
You were in a pretty dark place, and I think your first thing you had to address was your mental health.
Yeah.
You were down to the dumps, and you put a lot of work into yourself. I'm hyping my man up.
How are you two doing in your relationship?
I think, honestly, well, you'll see how we had a lot of work to do.
Because you had a riff.
We did have a riff, and we took a break. We were on a break, but I gotta say, it feels like old times again. It feels like we got our Tom juju back.
Are you watching Dancing with the Stars?
Huh?
You watching Dancing with the Stars?
I'm not actually. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. But
awesome.
I mean,
she's killing it.
I've seen it. I know she's doing really well, and that's great. I'm happy for her.
Thank you, guys.
In my opinion, he doesn't know which pieces he was picking up because he wasn't picking up the pieces. He was just trailing along with everything that was going on and every situation as it was happening. I still do not think he fully understands what he's really done wrong and what we all see out here watching it from a different perspective. I think he needs to continue working on his mental health and maybe realize he's kind of an asshole. He's kind of conceited and he's kind of just so full of himself. And at this point, he sees it one way and it will never be the other because he's not allowing himself to see it that way. All right, let's move on to the next one.
How are you feeling coming off of this panel?
Ooh, girl, it was a lot. I can't tell you. That Vanderpump Rules cast is something. There is so much tension there, and I don't know if they're ever going to be able to work through that.
Yeah. What was the vibe like after you got off stage? Or what was the vibe like going on the stage, and what was the vibe like off the stage?
Going on the stage, everyone seemed calm. They all seemed like they were kind of friends. And then once they got on, not kind of friends, but seemed like they were going to be cordial. Once they got on stage, you saw a clear divide and a clear split. And you saw that they really definitely hate one person on this cast. And when they got off, he sort of disappeared very fast. Yeah.
So you didn't talk to him afterwards?
I did. I said, good luck. I mean, congrats for being man enough to come on here and face this. But I asked Ariana if he wanted an apology, if she got an apology. She said she hasn't. I asked him if he wanted to comment, and he said no, which is like sucks.
Now, Karamo Brown does do an interview as well, and he, I think, nailed it. There was a lot of tension on that panel, and I think there will be a lot of tension for a lot longer because of just how severe this was. That's something that just Tom does not get, the severity of it. And then he even says, he asked if she received an apology. She said no. He asked if he had any comment. He could have commented and been a man and said, Ariana, I'm sorry. That's what she wants to hear, whether she is going to accept it or not at this time. That's all she wants to hear. Not an I'm sorry, but this, but that. And that's what she's gotten. And every single time he's tried to apologize.
Like, sucks.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man, what did you think of everybody booing him multiple times?
There's a part of me as a fan of the show that says, yes, boo. But there's a part of me that's also like, we got to give this guy a chance to grow. And until we give him a chance to grow and show that he's being better, like he's been sober now, which is pretty amazing. I mean, he's making better decisions, you know?
Do you think that there is a space for him in this friend group eventually?
No, I don't think there's a space for him in this French group. I think that like he's betrayed everyone, that it's going to take him some time. That I think right now he just has to deal with what he's going on, keep asking for forgiveness, and maybe he'll get there.
Again, he nailed it. I don't think there is a space for Tom in this friend group, especially like Ariana, Katie, Lala. He might have kind of a cordial friendship along with Scheana. It's cordial, but it's not a friendship anymore. That's long and done for. And I also agree that, yes, Tom is working on himself and he needs to keep asking for forgiveness. He's not asking for forgiveness the way he should. And that's the problem. He has a lot of work to do if he even wants to make anything work with any of these people in the group. Now, while some of them were doing interviews, others were taking part in another event up front. So let's take a quick look at some of those clips.
And for the three of you, we can just bottle that up. It's like
A joy. A joy.
Anyone I've broken up with is not on the show anymore. Are you guys on good terms right now?
We're on terms.
Okay.
No, we're fine. We're fine. We share the dog, so we talk about that. But like, I don't know. Like, he really. Hey, I didn't say you did. No, he doesn't. I don't know. He looks like a couch. He looks like a
That was like the moment.
Honestly, Katie,
the
that
jacket
was a literal LOL from me when you said that.
Listen, I saw him this morning and he
funniest things
says,
that are
my
whole.
jacket looks like a couch. And I'm like, it does look like a couch. So when he today said, you look nice, and I said, you look like a couch. He walked away with his joke. It was his.
I thought you just came up with that on the spot. It was even more.
Well, you know what? I remembered it on the spot.
It was the funniest thing.
He walked right into that. I was like, you're the one that said that your jacket looks like a couch, and I didn't disagree. So I'm just bringing it back up.
I think he like has a crush on you. It's very weird.
He has a crush on me?
No, for sure.
Yeah.
He should.
Yeah, I mean,
we all do, but.
Twin bed? Great question.
Oh, God, yeah.
Who's next? Who's Team Ariana?
You better be voting. Now, what is your name? Yes, what's your name and where are you from?
Hi, I'm Heather. I'm from Houston.
Hi, Heather.
Love you all. Love you, Ari. My daughter and you have the same big three, zodiac.
Ooh, that's a big deal.
Yes.
That's a big deal.
Love, love, love. My question's for Katie. As I mentioned earlier, you are slaying this look. We are all for it.
Thank you.
Have you contemplated dipping your toes in the lady pond?
Ooh.
Season 11. Sorry, I had to.
Whoa.
What she said.
Wait, what did she say? I didn't hear that.
I just said season 11.
Yeah.
Okay. To be continued. Now we have our next question.
I just want to apologize. I'm sorry those clips are so low. I did everything to try to raise the volume, but that's just how they were on the TikTok. But I will say, I find it very interesting that Katie is dipping her toes into the lady pond. I can't wait to see that on season 11. I think she's finally coming into her own as well. She was with Tom for so many years, and it's her chance to shine.
Now, that was it for day one of BravoCon, but there is a lot more that happened. So we're moving on to day two, which entailed the Vanderpump Rules production doing a panel, giving the behind the scenes of what they felt like during season 10 that happened, what they knew, what they didn't know, all of the good, juicy tea that we've all been looking for. And we have lots more interviews like with Scheana and Ariana. So let's get into it.
Okay, let's get into it. I first want to start at the beginning. Series origins. I remember where I was, watching the end of Beverly Hills flow seamlessly into the beginning of Vanderpump Rules. Genius. Alex, how did you first learn of this very scandalous connection between Scheana and Brandon?
Season 2, Real Houses of Beverly Hills finale party at Sir Lounge, right? The opening of Sir Lounge. And Brandy was there as a server. Scheana was there as a server, right? And Brandy commented, "I know that girl. That's the girl that had an affair with Eddie." And so then when Vanderpump Rules was picked up to series, Scheana had been part of the cast that we were considering going forward with because she was a part of that group of friends. And so to sit down between the two of them made a lot of sense, and it made for an iconic television moment.
Iconic. Alex, Natalie, Jeremiah. Alex helped create Vanderpump Rules. Natalie and Jeremiah both have been working on it since season 1. How was the season 1 cast? How does it compare to the season 11 cast? There's some players still there and many new ones.
I mean, look, when we started, these guys were broke. They had no
and they were
fame.
actual servers.
They were actually servers. Instagram, I think barely existed. And they were splitting Subway sandwiches to survive because they were so poor.
And stealing silverware and champagne.
Yeah, toilet paper from Sir because they couldn't afford it themselves.
Popcorn ceilings in every apartment.
Yeah, popcorn ceilings.
I remember, I don't think it made it on the show, but Katie and Kristen bought a dress for Stassi for her birthday in Vegas, season 1, and they had to discuss, can we afford to spend this money on this dress? Will it compromise, us paying rent this month? And that is not the issue anymore.
No, it is not. They've all done pretty well. Was there a particular moment filming the first season where you realized this is a hit? This is definitely going to be a hit.
I think for me it was at the end of season 1 when Jax admitted to having relations with that girl in Vegas. It was because the whole season was this mystery, right? It's did he or didn't he? Are you Team Jax or Team Frank? And then he comes into Sir the last night of filming and he's this fucking Kaiser Sose moment. It's crazy.
And how do you feel about how this cast has evolved through the years? We've almost watched them grow up.
Almost.
Almost! We have literally almost watched them grow up.
Well, I think a lot has changed and a lot hasn't changed, but the show was fundamentally about a core group of friends. And so I think that's what you still see now, and that's why Scandoval had the impact that it did, because the entire friend group was devastated by it. And so I think as much as we've seen, material things in their lives change and circumstances change, the show premiered, during the first Obama administration, so it's been a while. But at the same time, they still are who they are. And this is it's a group that goes through life together intensely.
Yeah, it's so true. And believe me, we're going to get to the essence.
It's clear. The producers even see it the way we all see it. We have grown up with these people. We have seen them evolve in the 10, 11 years now that we have grown to just love them, get to know them, and been in their lives. And that is why it is like this scandal has become as big as it has, because it touches the heart. It hurts to see a couple together for 9 years just crumble away from an affair with her best friend and her boyfriend. And it's amazing how far this whole entire cast has come. Like, literally, all of them have grown up so much. They have turned into such amazing, incredible people, and I'm so happy that they are starting families. They're having babies. I just love this for them. All right, there's a lot to this. We have 4 parts, and we're finishing part 1.
In a minute. But since you and this cast have been in each other's lives for so many years, and you've made real connections with them, I assume, is it hard to keep yourselves from playing favorites? You know, and, you know, feeling like you're actual friends?
Well, I think that we love them all equally. It's kind of like if you had children and every single one of your kids are different. Like, you know, one of them continues to fail math, and one of them never makes curfew, and then I don't know, the third one pretends to be perfect but is a habitual liar. They're all naughty children. You still love them. So you have to love them for who they are. You take them exactly as they are, and you look for all the amazing parts of them to have it shine. But then the things they do that get on your nerves, then like you be like, you get on my damn nerves.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
I agree. You have to love them each individually for who they are. But that does not mean I love Sandoval for who he is. I just don't like him. He's like that itch you just can't scratch. That pain in the neck that just won't go away. Like, all right, let's check out part 2 of the producers panel.
Let's get into it. I want to go to the amount of coverage this thing got. This was on CNN. Was never expecting in my long career covering politics to weigh in on Vanderpump on CNN. Were you guys, were you shocked at the sort of exposure that this got?
It really took on a life of its own, and it just snowballed, and nothing else happened in the news that displaced us from the front pages, and so there you go. The next thing you know, the cast is at the Correspondence Center.
I knew it was a big deal when my mom got a Google alert, and like honestly, my mom's 700 years old and don't know how to find Wi-Fi, and when she's calling me about Google alerts about it, I was like, what?
Made it to mom, that's when you know. But Scheana, you returned from maternity leave after production had wrapped, and after reading hot sheets and watching footage, you became suspicious of Tom and Rachel's relationship. What caught your attention? Because you were kind of first eyes on this.
I was. I think it was easy because I wasn't there, right? So when they're all living it through it, you know, it's the next day, it's the next day, it's the next day. It's work. So I got to read it like a book. What hot sheets are field notes. This team puts together everything they shoot in field notes, and I'm reading them and studying them and looking at them and looking at the footage, and I'm so excited. But then I kept seeing like little things like them lying to like with Brock. Did the scene make it with Brock and them like playing basketball, and they were like, she was at the house and she was in the hot tub, but then she wasn't in the hot tub.
She dipped out.
She wasn't at the house, then she dipped out. And then you read the scene with like James, and he's like, hold up, you said. And so it's crazy because they all were questioning it, but I don't think that they put it together.
Right.
Because it was spread out over so much time. Well, I see it all together, and I was like, I remember calling Jeremiah because we were getting ready for the reunion, and I was like, Jeremiah, Natalie, like, are we telling the right story? Because it was the story that they were all trying to say, that they were in an open relationship.
And that was like the spin, right? And that was what they were feeding. And I was like, I don't know if this is the right story. Maybe at the reunion, Andy should ask, are you two sleeping together?
Oh my God!
I mean, could you imagine if at the reunion, one of those questions was, Raquel and Sandoval, are you two sleeping together? Because that would have made for a very heated discussion. I don't think it would have been the same outcome because they were lying even up to that moment. But I think that the universe worked in its ways, and Ariana, when she got that phone, had that woman's intuition and did what she needed to do, and everything fell into place the way it should, though they should have been telling her a long time ago that something was happening. It should have not lasted for 8, 9, whatever, 10 months, however long this affair actually was. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. All right, let's keep listening to this juicy part 2.
So you had suspicions because you have eyes, right? But who was the first to know for a fact?
Kurt.
Yeah, so here's how we found out. Like, actually found out?
Yeah, actually found out.
We were on Zoom.
This is
Okay,
why
all
we're here.
right, guys, I got your team. So we were prepping for the reunion, and Natalie, our co-EP Lauren, Nathan, and our talent producer Kurt Murphy, we all hopped on a Zoom just to kind of go through the reunion and see if we were missing anything, you know, the questions and topics we were covering. And Kurt had reached out to Ariana about something very pedestrian, like wanting to swing by her house and pick something up. And she wrote back, I'm sorry, I won't be able to do that because I just learned that Tom has been having an affair with Raquel for the last 7 months. And we were on this Zoom call when Kurt got this like very matter-of-fact text message with this very strange piece of information, and he read it out loud to us, and we're like, huh?
Well, and it said Rachel. The text did. We're like, who's Rachel?
So I was like, okay, let me jump off this call, let me call Ariana, and she picked up, and she told me the whole story from Tom the night before, phone out of the pocket, and then I called Tom, and he told me the whole story, then I called Raquel, and she told me the whole, and I was just like, oh my God, then we, you know, looped Bravo into it, and we were filming again 2 days later.
God bless you, is right. This is
Great. Should I say it? Yeah? Okay, so you know who told Lisa, and which she still holds against me to this day, is Andy Cohen. Because I was like, that day that I found out was crazy, and I'm on the phone with Scheana and Alex and the cast and Evolution, and you know, we're gonna go back into production. The person I didn't think to call immediately was Lisa Vanderpump. So someone had told Andy, I'm assuming.
I told Andy.
You told Andy?
Because Jax was supposed to be on Watch What Happens the next week, and that was not a good idea. So
Jax would have told
you're
you
gonna have
everything.
to bump your guest. So I told Andy, and then Andy Simeone's like, I goofed. I told Lisa, I thought she knew. He's like, can you believe that?
So she called me and was like, how was I not the first person you called?
You gotta tell mom first.
I get secondhand anxiety every single time you tell someone this story. The idea of Lisa being mad at me,
She wasn't happy with me.
trouble.
Naturally, this all happened so fast, and it seemed like word spread like wildfire, though I can't believe Lisa wasn't one of the first people to know, though I do get the whole process, and sometimes you're just not the first person, though you might be the third, fourth. You might just find out seconds, minutes after the first person. So, let's continue, though.
Natalie, there was a lot of fan speculation that episodes had been re-edited after the news broke because you just couldn't believe. You just couldn't believe that all of this was actually happening. But that was not the case.
No, it's not. And can I tell you, when it comes to Tom and Rachel and their relationship in this season, the little pieces you see up until episode 11, the way we thought about it behind the scenes is that it felt like Tom was starting to look for validation elsewhere, and that was something that we were seeing, but he had done that before, you know, when he was dating Kristen, and so it didn't feel like they were midway through an affair. It felt very much like there was something where he was hoping someone would laugh at his jokes, and that he would value in that way. So when it comes to the episodes and editing them, those first 11 were just like done. They're in online, they're getting colored and mixed and made really pretty to go on television. And from there, we were still editing 12 through 14. And those ones, it was a little bit like we're kind of in the middle of the process. So we had to take a look at it again and say, okay, is there anything that we're not adding, anything that doesn't make sense? And that's what Scheana was talking about, where they were trying to spread a rumor that, they're in an open relationship. But just underneath that, there's all this stuff about, or is it just about Tom and Rachel?
Now, in my opinion, she really didn't answer the question. She said that the first 11 were already done, ready to go, but 12, 13, and 14, they were pretty much done, but they had to go back and look to make sure that they weren't missing something. So did they add anything in there to show us, like the narrative he was pushing, or anything that they saw that maybe they missed? That didn't really answer my question. What do you guys think?
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about, you pick up the cameras. I know how I found out. I found out before. Yeah, we're friends.
I know that for you. I do.
And she told me, and then she had me on her podcast because she needed someone to tell this too. And so I just sat there and she spilled the tea. It was amazing. So talk about the decision to bring Kristen back for that last finale.
Because it was really juicy, because he loved the fact that Kristen and Ariana were now friends and were teaming up, and so it made complete sense. And Kristen was like, I was there first.
Right? I mean, you have
get
to
it the way you
remember.
lose him. You lose him the way you get him.
It was like, it was like funny because me and Alex were like, what is she gonna do? Is she gonna be like, girl, I told you? Or is she gonna be like, let's burn his house down? Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
We get with it,
And
right?
no, she was really sad. Like, she was sad. She was not like, I told you so. She felt awful.
She was somber, Kristen.
She was somber, Kristen.
She was really classy about it.
Can you tease, if any more, of the former Vanderpump Rules cast make a return for season 11?
I will say, first off, as they said before, these are real friends, real friendships. So even though people are no longer on the show, they are still very much involved in their lives. And so, yes, there will be. Should I tell them?
Do it.
Tell him.
There's going to be this amazing moment with Jax Taylor, where he has the opportunity to talk, for lack of better words, to Tom Sandoval.
It's gonna be epic.
We had to hide the Randy Jackson sword just to make sure there was no injuries.
Well, I think that's going to be definitely interesting to see for season 11. Everything that I've seen of Jax now, I think him being a father, him being married, has made him see life in a different perspective and can maybe give Sandoval some good advice. Like, dude, if you keep down this track, it's going to get you nowhere but heartache. And you do want to have a life and settle down. It's not as bad as it seems. I think that Jax talking to Sandoval could be definitely interesting to see because he doesn't hold back either. But I think he'll give him some good advice. And at this point, Sandoval needs anything he can take. All right, let's move on to part 3 of the producers panel. All right, let's see what they have to spill.
Up in the Vanity Fair article, I would love to hear what you think about Rachel's claims and times that you have had to step in as a producer and either play HR or network.
I want to say that, reading that article was a little difficult because I do know, how hard the team, everybody works to keep an open door policy. We don't want to put people in environments or in situations they're not comfortable with. We're constantly checking in with them. Their teams are constantly calling us. We don't want to ever have someone say that this experience felt like blah, blah, blah. So when we read that, I think it kind of shocked all of us, because coming into this season, we were very excited for her. She had been in a relationship like pretty much her whole adult life with James. We saw that relationship. I think y'all saw it. Not the most healthy relationship. And we were really excited for her to be herself, to like really spread her wings and be who she wanted to be, not be James' girlfriend. So I understand that those were the things that were articulated, but I will say that this team has loved her since like when she was a student traveling in, and I still love her. Like, we still very much love her, and I'm not sure where some of that stuff came from, to be quite honest.
I feel very, very good and comfortable about how I treated and interacted with Raquel throughout the season she was on the show. Nobody was a bigger supporter and encourager of hers season 10 than I was, like Scheana was saying, for her sort of like coming out from underneath James's wing story. We were all about it. We were celebrating her. So for her to now be taking this stance is a little upsetting.
And also I just want to say, prior to Scandoval coming out, I read Twitter, I know social, y'all was loving her too. Everybody was about Raquel this season.
All right, let's go over here.
And I have to agree. I mean, why wouldn't they be a fan of hers and be like, listen, we saw how horrible that relationship was for you, and we just want the best for you. That's what any friend would do, not just a producer. They were rooting for her to be who she wanted to be and show who she was developing into, just like all the rest of them. And for her to kind of just snub them and say what she said, I felt that they kind of were betrayed by her. And like they said, they didn't even know where it was coming from. I just think she lost herself in all of this, and I just hope she can have a better life in whatever direction she chooses to go in. Now, that was the end of part 3, and we are going into part 4.
It's about redemption, right? And none of these people are perfect. And so, to give a little bit of a tease, I think people will be surprised to see some of the people who softened to Sandoval this season. It's not who you think.
Interesting. Do you guys already have ideas for season 12 based on what you've seen of season 11?
Oh God, no, because so much is going to happen between now and then.
I mean, I have a whole other scandal.
Yeah, no, the cast lives an entire season in between seasons. And so when it's time to film again, you have to like catch up. The entire first couple episodes are catching up on where they've been.
Well, and is it harder now to keep spoilers under wraps because these guys are famous and are hounded by paparazzi and everything they do is on camera?
Yes, this was the first year filming that paparazzi were showing up to like everywhere we were, which was crazy. But what I will say is a lot of the stuff you read online or you see people assuming in like Reddit or Twitter or like paparazzi stuff is not accurate. So people make a lot of assumptions, but I think, you have to watch the show to see what actually happens.
Ooh, and I was going to say, I'm probably a bad executive because I kind of like when they do that, because then it makes you guys excited and you be like, ooh, I remember when they're in the back of Third Alley, and then you watch the scene and you be like, oh, that's what really happened. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Even before Scandoval, we all were like, oh, did you see this? Oh, and making assumptions of what's going to come up in the next season. I think it was a little bit more now that everything that's happened and just seeing like the paparazzi photos and saying, oh my God, they were in San Francisco, and people with the whole Scheana around Tom's. Oh my God. But it was a fan pick. So there was a lot of assumptions. There is a lot of assumptions. Some might be true and some yes. We've already kind of debunked them, but I cannot wait to see this season, and I can't wait to see if some of my assumptions are right or if I was onto the right lead by just things that I read or saw. So, cannot wait for season 11. This producers panel was freaking awesome. They spilled some juicy tea. What do you guys think? Now, I know the production panel was more towards the end of day 2, and at the beginning of day 2, they actually did a Battle of the Sexes, which did feature some Vanderpumpers, and I wanted to save it for now to be able to discuss all of the juicy juice that happened at BravoCon and be able to kind of put it together for everyone, how they found out, who is in Tom Sandoval's, and the reactions and all of that. So let's take a look at the Battle of the Sexes.
Hanging out in Sandoval's like suite last night, or like, was that all you guys were?
Me hanging out in someone's suite? Have you met me?
I saw.
We got home at 11. I usually
I
go
don't
to
think
bed
that
at
was
7.
Lala. I
You
heard that was
crazy?
somebody else.
Oh, okay. I saw someone's story. I didn't like what I saw.
Well,
Yeah,
who?
I heard.
Who?
You know, if the girls are so tight over there.
Who? Scheana's not even up here. I wasn't hanging out with Tom Sandoval. Stay in your fucking lane. No, I was not.
Oh, I saw Logan on the couch then, so I thought that, you know, your butt buddy was
Logan
there.
to you?
Huh?
Do I look like Logan to you?
You're always together. You're a husband. You said it yourself.
I'm not gonna let you tell this whole room that I was kicking it in Sandoval.
I was asking.
The lies, the lies.
Were you in Sandoval? I said, were you in Sandoval's suite last night? I saw a story. The answer is no. Cool.
Day 1, BravoCon, on the suite. I had to bring my lights. Cheers, Brock.
I want to thank Reality Oops for this clip again. They do great work. They have gotten me a lot of clips for this video, as well as a lot of other great creators. All the creators that I've gotten videos and clips from, I will definitely be linking them down in my description. I do know that Reality Oops is having a tough time with TikTok not approving her creative videos, and she's not getting really paid for it, which when you spend as much time as I do on a video, as much time as she does, it can be heartbreaking. So check out Reality Oops also on Instagram and YouTube. And I love this clip. I think it says it all. That is definitely Scheana on the couch talking to Captain Jason. And James was trying to play off a scenario that was not true. So I'm glad that Lala put her foot down and made sure to tell it like it is. And I will say, Scheana does explain why she was in Sandoval's room, and it makes sense. I do have the full clip from Sandoval's Instagram, and I have the full clip from the Battle of the Sexes that I do want to play as well for you.
Day 1, BravoCon, on the suite. I had to bring my lights. Cheers, Brock.
You know what, though? We did see a lot of female empowerment on Vanderpump this year. Tell us about rallying around your, not only co-stars, but your family.
I mean, that was really easy for me. I have a deep love for Ariana, and I know it was a very intense season that you guys will be seeing in January, but going back to last year, it was like, this is my bitch. Of course, like, it's a no-brainer.
Weren't you hanging out in Sandoval's like suite last night, or like, was that all you guys were?
Me hanging out in someone's suite? Have you met me?
I saw.
We got home at 11. I usually go to bed at 7.
I don't think that was Lala. I heard that was somebody else.
Oh, okay. I saw someone's story. I didn't like what I saw.
Well,
Yeah, I heard.
Who?
You know, if the girls are so tight over there.
Who? Scheana's not even up here. I wasn't hanging out with Tom Sandoval. Stay in your fucking lane. No, I was not.
Oh, I saw Logan on the couch then, so I thought that, you know, your butt buddy was there.
Do I look like Logan to you?
Huh?
Do I look like Logan to you?
You're always together. You're a husband. You said it yourself.
I'm not gonna let you tell this whole room that I was kicking it in Sandoval.
I was asking.
The lies.
Were you in Sandoval? I said, were you in Sandoval Suite last night? I saw a story. The answer is no. Cool, clarified.
Guys, I'm so sorry, but I'm about to fucking faint on this stage after seeing what I just saw. Ariana,
we were in the elevator at 11 o'clock and I
was in Sandoval Suite last night. Somebody tell me.
I was in the elevator.
Logan.
With this
11 o'clock
sexy
last
man.
night, you and I were in the elevator. I said goodnight to you, and then
There we go.
Is there footage from the elevator?
Guys, these are fucking you. Someone get a close-up of my chills. Someone get a close-up of these goosebumps. Who was in Sandoval Suite last night? Somebody goddamn tell me right now. Tell me right now.
Scheana.
Who cares?
Scheana. Oh gosh, we're like 5 minutes into this thing.
Now, before we go on to the other Battle of the Sexes things that happened, I do want to show you what Scheana's response was to this.
Panel you guys had yesterday. I watched it and I was like tense watching it. How did it feel for you all, and how do you reflect on it now?
It was brutal. I mean, it was hard to hear, and then with everyone booing, it was like very much harder to even hear. But yeah, I think the teaser they showed definitely caught interest. But it was also misleading because you're not getting the stories behind why those things were said, why the hug happened. And you gotta watch because a lot of things led to those moments.
Right, okay. So it was exactly that. It teased us into seeing it all.
Welcome to a teaser, you know? I think it did a good job of incorporating what was going on this season, and it took the highlights and all that. And the thing I think for us to remember when we're on the panel is like, we've lived through this, but the audience hasn't lived through that. So we're living in Fred on time. So now we're going to put ourselves back there, you know?
Yeah.
Well, Scheana, James just said that you were in Sandoval's room for a party last night. Is that true? What do you have to say about it?
So we all went up to the rooftop for the Bravo after party, and then once the lights turned on, everyone was still hanging out. I was having great conversations with Captain Jason, Kyle Cook.
Yeah.
We all went to another room to continue the party and conversation.
Turns out it was the penthouse. We didn't know who had the penthouse. So it's like, oh hey, whatever, we're here.
I also will say there were conversations I had with Tom Sandoval about some things that he said about Ariana that I did not like.
Yeah.
Do you feel any better, you and Ariana, after this panel? Do you feel like you guys had a little closure in a better place? You're giving me a smirk, so I don't know.
She's definitely wearing that stank face. I mean, no, not really.
Yeah, we don't approve of what he's saying.
No.
That's the problem.
Oh, so he was saying some things that caught you by surprise negative about Ariana?
Yes.
I think yesterday when he was here, he's telling his version of stuff, and it's kind of like, listen, stop picking the scab, let the wound heal, stop it.
So what do you guys say to him when he does that?
I feel like sometimes I get through and I try to just be like, here's why people feel this way. Here's why people think this.
Yeah.
So listen to what I'm saying, apologize, stop doubling down, be remorseful, and then move on. But if like you keep opening the wound, it's just like, just stop. Let her live.
I just talked to Ariana and she said she thought it was weird if people were in his room. But how did you feel about that when you heard that?
It's weird. Lala was not in the room. I was with Lala and James on that same panel.
Okay.
Lala was not, but Scheana was, and I was like, that's weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to connect with her on it?
There were honestly like 30 people there. I mean, it was someone from every show.
Okay.
It was a lot of people.
Okay. So will you guys have that conversation or no? You'll just let it go?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure I will. I haven't seen her.
Okay.
It was a 2 a.m. party. We stopped by for 15 minutes on our way back to our room to finish some conversations.
Now, in my opinion, I don't see it that bad that she was in Sandoval's room last night, especially after she explains the situation, how they were at the rooftop, they wanted to continue conversations that they were having, and they went up to the penthouse, not realizing it was his penthouse, and just finished the conversations and then left for the night. There was a lot of other people in the room. I think that Scheana does need to talk to Ariana, and I also think that Scheana has a great heart, and she wants to see the good in people, even through some terrible times. And it took a lot that we will be seeing in season 11 for them to get to that point where they can even maybe say words to each other. That's Scheana and Sandoval, that is. But I do feel like Sandoval is a lost cause, and he likes to say things differently to people than what he would say to a camera. He likes the attention. He likes the spotlight, and he might be saying something different to her, but then I hope she sees what he says in the spotlight, because he's portraying who he is in the spotlight. And anything he says behind a closed door, in my opinion, is bullshit until you show it. If you want to be your true self, then act like your true self. Don't be bullshitting people. And as I say, actions speak louder than words. And right now, his actions speak very loud. What do you all think? Let me know down below in the comments. All right, let's get on to our next clip.
Lala, at last year's Battle of the Sexes, you revealed that fans would get to see the first person you went to, quote, Bangtown with last season. I mean, this upcoming season of Vanderpump, are we going to get to see who maybe you get to go to Bangtown with again?
We are dry as the Sahara this season, you guys. When it comes to men, I have self-induced orgasms a lot.
Okay.
That's all I got for a vibrator.
Woohoo! Guys, we can cheer way louder for self-induced orgasms.
It's
sex with someone you love.
Come on.
You love that person.
You're telling me that your men are hitting it so good you don't use a vibrator? Y'all are lying.
This is for Lala and Ariana.
Yes, Jerry, I ate her cookie.
You know what? I want to ask Ariana a question. Who do you think is the #1 guy of Bravo celebrities? The #1 guy of all Bravo celebrities?
Of all Bravo celebrities,
Yes.
well, obviously I'm a little biased. I would have to say James Kennedy.
Okay. All right, let's roll over to the
But I
#1
think
man
that,
of
like,
Bravo.
outside of obviously my personal bias, Andy Cohen is the number
He's the
one
#1 guy. He really
guy of Bravo celebrities, hands down.
I would definitely love to see like the full Battle of the Sexes. It sounds so interesting and so many things happened. I did find like a recap video of the Battle of the Sexes, so let's take a look at that in a couple more clips.
Hi, I'm Lala Kent. I'm on Vanderpump Rules, and I'm excited for the Battle of the Sexes panel because I just like kicking boys' asses.
Let's get an answer. We don't agree?
Can we say everything?
I want to take the forefront and say that I'm sorry that we are incompetent, we are lazy, and we can't do anything right. But don't give up on us, because I promise we're like dogs, and when you feed us, we'll love you.
So, starting off, Captain Jason is talking about...
He's hot, right?
Well, he's into you. He told me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we love this. I'm all giddy.
Yeah, I asked him who he'd want to hang with, and he said you.
Well, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
I love this.
What are 3 red flags for you in a man?
Oh, you know, I don't really know the red flags until they just pop up.
Okay.
The green flags are just kindness and honesty. I don't like excuses. Actually, I lied to you. The biggest red flag is when a man tells me their ex is crazy.
Okay. I
Yeah.
agree. That's such a good one.
Big red
Listen
flag.
up, ladies.
Yeah.
She knows what she's talking
Yes.
about. Okay, so I'm getting intel, some drama over here. Someone alleging that you were, James, alleging that you were in Sandoval's room last night. Can you clear this up? Because I know.
First of all, anyone who knows me knows I never do an after party.
Yeah,
You're
you do.
I never do an after party. You're lucky to keep me up past 11.
Yeah.
And you know, although the dust has settled and you'll see this season, for me, I will always have Ariana's back. What I say doesn't always come in the prettiest package, but I just see things the way I see them. I like to think I'm logical, but I didn't kick it with Sandoval before this happened, and I certainly don't see us kicking it after.
One thing about Lala is she is a loyal okay?
I feel like I like that.
You are.
Okay, I'm gonna go with that. If you say it, then it's true.
Yeah, you're very loyal.
Of course, the news outlets have to ask about this rumor and just clarify it. And I agree with Lala. She never got along with Sandoval. They never kikied beforehand, and they're not going to kiki later. Ariana and Lala, I think, have a beautiful friendship, and Lala is a ride or die type of chick. Like, I love that about her. That's something that I myself am. So it's something I love about her.
So this season, I know it was hard. How are you reflecting on it all right now?
You know, what happened last year, it ran parallel to my own situation, so it was extremely triggering. This season is going to be very different. I'm in a place of healing and wanting to just allow people in. You know, I have severe trust issues. There's a lot of trauma there. And I think people will see a very, I don't want to say broken, but a little bit, you know, like deep diving into, okay, something, we're in a hole, and if we don't get out of it now, we're going to be very isolated and we're not going to be able to crawl out of it. Yeah.
Well, you just celebrated how many years sober? I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm 5. I just turned 5. Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Thank you so much.
I mean, it's so amazing. I'm so happy for you.
It's crazy. It's crazy to be here in Vegas and just like it's not even a thought in my mind to pick up a drink. I know those days may be looming, but I'm just going to be grateful to God that we haven't had that moment yet, and I'm just having the best time in my sobriety.
I love you.
I love you.
And finally, Tom getting booed. Were you surprised by that?
I was not surprised by it, but I was also like, we got to pump the brakes, you guys. Like, I feel like he's been paying for quite some time.
Oh, I didn't expect this from you.
You know, yeah, well, we're on a healing journey. Okay. We're on a healing journey.
Yeah.
And I get it. What he did was absolutely terrible and gut-wrenching, and what he did to my friend was disgusting, but it's like, at some point, we have to move on. He's not the first person to put his peep where it don't belong. He certainly won't be the last.
There's a lot of talk on this carpet today.
Really? That thrills me because usually I'm the only one, and I feel like I've gotten a little bit tamed, which is great.
Oh my God.
I think. I don't know.
You have. Thank you so much. You're amazing. I love you. You look fabulous.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Lala has shown a lot of growth, and I think she's come into her own as each season has gone by, and I cannot wait to see how much she's evolved in season 11. Let's go on to our next clip.
What kind of trouble are you starting? I mean, come on, like...
Keeping myself out of trouble these days, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I'm hearing that you just brought up that some ladies were in Sandoval's room last night.
Stirring the pot a little bit, stirring the pot. Well, hey, it wasn't my fault. I saw a story this morning, and I just commented on it.
Wait, what happened? I don't even know about this yet.
I saw a story, and it was like a bunch of like people, like in our gang, hanging out in Sandoval's suite. Yeah. Yeah.
So you don't know for sure, because Lala just told me she definitely wasn't. So how do you know if Scheana?
Lala, because her friend was there, but then it wasn't Lala. Clarified that, and yeah.
What about Scheana?
Well, I mean, I guess I saw Brock in the story. I didn't see Scheana in the story, so.
Well, good thing you have this lovely woman that keeps you in check, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell me about this season, you guys. The teaser was like, whoa.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was. It was intense. I mean, I don't know. It was a sad season of just like watching them all. It was, yeah, it's sad. But I mean, it's still, we have a lot of fun too. We go on some really cool trips.
Yep.
But
yeah, we go on some cool trips. It's definitely got some sad moments, but a lot of happy moments too. You know, it's
Yeah.
exciting. I think it's a fresh season, and like, it's a good wraparound. You know, like from all of the Scandoval of it all. You know, I feel like now this is just a good. We're rolling down the hill. We're coasting, but we still got some bumps on the way. You know, so it's
a dog. Congratulations!
Yeah.
Excited. All right, things are happening.
Yeah.
Next up, marriage.
I mean, I've been asked this question a lot.
I know.
We are so in love, and we know a lot's happened this year. I've got a house, we got Hippie back in our lives, and we've just been enjoying every day so much. So, you know, there's no rush for that. But yeah, I definitely see that in our future. I mean, I love her more than anything.
Thank you guys. You look amazing. Enjoy today. Enjoy, and no more troublemaking you.
Right, I'll try to
He can't stop himself.
I think Allie and James are great together. I love Allie for James and James for Allie. I hope that we get to see more of Allie in season 11. I think she's such a sweet, warm-hearted, just amazing girl. And I can see this relationship going the long run for them both. So let's go on to our next clip.
Let's talk about the panel. It was intense. Tom got booed. I don't think anyone was surprised by that. What was the hardest part for you guys sitting down all together?
I mean, it's not, I guess it's just like the shift in dynamics too. It's not quite the fun, like, group dynamic that we used to have, that like family or whatever you want to call it. You know, it's like, it's sort of that, like, that loss. It's just different now.
How about you, Ariana?
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with Katie, and also just like the having to watch that trailer that none of us had seen before.
I know you guys were genuinely
I was like
shocked.
shaking, but then when James got up and had to pee, I immediately was like, that took me out of it. So I was like, thanks, James, for making me laugh.
Yeah, I can't.
The dynamic is completely different. It went from a group of people that were best friends, they were very close, to like, now this is painful to have to do. This is not something you would want to still do or even have to do unless you weren't on this show. I mean, the show really is what is keeping them together. If they didn't have the show, they probably wouldn't even be seeing each other. Even now that she's not living there at the moment, they probably would not even be seeing each other at all, kind of a position. And leave it to James to make somebody laugh. That's my James. That's what I love about James. Just his little quirks. Now, let's hear some more.
James is starting trouble. I just heard that he was saying that Lala and Scheana were in Sandoval's room last night. Lala said that's not true. I didn't talk to Scheana yet. But how did you feel about that when you heard that?
It's weird. Lala was not in the room. I was with Lala and James on that same panel.
Okay.
Lala was not, but Scheana was, and that I was like, that's weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Dancing with the Stars. Have you been watching her?
Oh my God, like every single week. It's like, and I gotta go one of the weeks, which was really great. What are we calling it? The most
memorable year.
Which was like such a touching night. They did like the thing for Len, but like she's like killing it. That Argentine tango, like, yeah.
Thank you.
No, so good.
It's so amazing. How proud of each other are you both getting through this last year?
I mean, I think we're both so badass. Like, I agree. Yeah, I think Katie is someone that I really like look to for inspiration, and I just think like you are so badass, and I love her.
Give me one word to describe this next chapter for both of you.
Fresh. In one word, it's like the next chapter is. Help me! Oh my God!
I thought it was for you, but I don't want to say that.
Okay, no, it's there's like 40. How about different? I don't know. Interesting. To just like new, fresh. I don't know.
Lucrative.
Well, that's
fashionable because you've been serving.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
I like
serves
looks.
Everything's
just different. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. I'm big fans of both of you, and I can't wait for the shop. It's so exciting. Yeah.
Enjoy.
I agree. This next chapter for them is definitely going to be fresh, definitely going to be new. It's going to be spontaneous. These two are single. Well, not really single, but it's a new kind of single. They both were in long-term relationships with each other's best friends. So they're just even out of that. So less of Tom drama, just it's gonna be a killer new chapter for these gals. What do you think? Let me know down below. I love them together. Let's check out the next clip.
Let's get into this panel you guys had yesterday. I watched it and I was like tense watching it. How did it feel for you all, and how do you reflect on it now?
It was brutal. I mean, it was hard to hear, and then with everyone booing, it was like very much harder to even hear. But yeah, I think the teaser they showed definitely caught interest, but it was also misleading because you're not getting the stories behind why those things were said, why the hug happened, and you gotta watch because a lot of things led to those moments.
Right, okay. So it was exactly that. It teased us into seeing it all.
Welcome to a teaser, you know? I think it did a good job incorporating what was going on this season, and it took the highlights and all that. And the thing I think for us to remember when we're on the panel is like, we've lived through this, but the audience hasn't lived through that. So we're living in front of time. So now we're going to put ourselves back there, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
I know this is kind of a little bit of a recap because we did see this interview, but I wanted to keep it in the order of the interviews that they did with Access Hollywood and all of the Vanderpumpers for day 2. Again, I cannot wait for season 11. I think there will have more explanation of what happened, and we will just have to wait and see. January is around the corner. Let's continue on.
Scheana, James just said that you were in Sandoval's room for a party last night. Is that true? What do you have to say about it?
So we all went up to the rooftop for the Bravo after party, and then once the lights turned on, everyone was still hanging out. I was having great conversations with Captain Jason, Kyle Cook. Yeah. We all went to another room to continue the party and conversations.
Turns out it was the penthouse. We didn't know who had the penthouse. So it's like, oh hey, whatever, we're here.
I also will say there were conversations I had with Tom Sandoval about some things that he said about Ariana that I did not like.
Yeah, we don't approve of what he's saying.
No.
That's the problem.
Oh, so he was saying some things that caught you by surprise negative about Ariana?
Yes.
I think yesterday when he was here, he's telling his version of stuff, and it's kind of like, listen, stop picking the scab, let the wound heal, stop it.
So what do you guys say to him when he does that?
I feel like sometimes I get through, and I try to just be like, here's why people feel this way. Yeah. Here's why people think this. Yeah. So listen to what I'm saying, apologize, stop doubling down, be remorseful, and then move on. But if you keep opening the wound, it's just just stop. Let her live.
I just talked to Ariana, and she said she thought it was weird if people were in his room, but have you had a chance to connect with her on it?
There were honestly 30 people there. I mean, it was someone from every show.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a lot of people.
Okay. So will you guys have that conversation, or no? You'll just let it go?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure I will. I haven't seen her. Okay. It was a 2 a.m. party. We stopped by for 15 minutes on our way back to our room to finish some conversations.
Got it.
As I said before, I still feel like Sandoval's a lost cause, and sometimes you can talk to your friend or somebody until they're blue in the face, and if they don't understand what you are saying to them or care about what you are saying, they're not necessarily going to always see it from your perspective. I think Scheana is being very mature. She has a great perspective, and only Sandoval can be remorseful and apologize, and I don't think he's there yet. I just don't think he sees what he did wrong at all.
How's the baby? She's so freaking cute. I heard you say she was here.
Yeah, she came yesterday. Today I knew it was going to be a lot, so she's just with my parents today, but it was so hard this morning. She wrapped her arms around me. She goes, "Mommy, I want you. Don't leave." I was like, oh my God, I have to.
She was a superstar yesterday, and I think if we had the red carpet here, she would have loved this. But I think it's also a lot. She had a day yesterday. It was great to see her interact with everybody, so it was good to have the family here as well.
She like you? She have your personality?
She's a mini. She's a perfect mix of both of us, honestly.
Thank you guys so much. You look amazing. I love this.
Thank
so
you
great.
so much.
Yeah, enjoy today.
Summer is so adorable, and I'm so happy that she had a great time at BravoCon and was such a trooper. I think she is a perfect mix of Scheana and Brock, and I love getting to see her just grow up, and just seeing Scheana as a mom is the best thing ever. All right, let's get on to our next interview.
A lot of headlines about the couch comment yesterday. Like literally one sentence makes headlines. How do you think the panel went? And what do you think of that your clapback is the ultimate BravoCon moment of this year?
I mean, I think it's hilarious. First of all, he walked himself into that roast because when I saw him earlier, he was pointing to his jacket. He's like, it looks like a couch. I was like, yeah, are we sure about it? And so when he told me what it looked like, I was just like, and you look like a couch, as you know. So like, it was kind of like an inside joke, but whatever. I thought it was great. But I thought the panel was, it was a little awkward. Yes. I think that's the best way to put it. But I think we all did the best we could. That trailer or that little teaser, what they said, like we all saw that for the first time. So that was like kind of like a hush fell over the stage there. We're like, wow, that's intense. But
I think the couch comment was perfect and spot on, and she definitely nailed it there.
Listen, there's the whole thing of like you go through this breakup and it's horrible to go through on camera, but then you have to return and film again, and it's like most times when we break up with people, we're like, bye, see you never, and you're like, bye, see you at work. So how is that? Fans want to know, like, can you avoid, like, what do you, contractually, you probably have to be together in the same room? Actually, contractually, you don't have to do
Yeah.
So you're doing what you need to do.
You just do what's real. I think that's the most important thing. I think for both of us,
I love that answer.
in terms
Good for
of
you.
just like moving through that like really difficult period, because Katie did that last year, you know what I mean? And I think it's not fun. But you do what's real, and you do what's real and what makes sense for you, and show up but protect your peace at the same time as much as you can.
How do you guys feel about being like the poster children for like strong, badass women overcoming the adversity of bad love situations?
I mean, I feel great. Like what more could you want? Imagine being on the opposite end of that. Ooh. The boys. Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's if you're gonna have to go through it and so publicly, you may as well like help some people along the way.
I'm hearing in my head, I'm a badass woman, that song. And I think it's like their theme song. And I'm glad that they can be such an example of coming out of something so long, miserable, and hard, and coming out the other end stronger than ever. All right, let's see what else they had to say.
Last thing, Karamo came by yesterday after the panel, and he said, like my job and my love of my life is to like make things better. And he's like, so I really feel like I set Tom up to issue an apology. Like, have you been apologized to? No. Would you like to apologize? And Tom said, I couldn't hear anything. Do you believe that, or do you think an apology is just never freaking coming?
I don't think that man wouldn't know an apology if it slapped him across the face. Like, he just isn't capable.
Was it hard to hear on the panel?
It's not surprising, but it was really hard to hear. We couldn't hear anything.
Here.
Yeah, it was.
I was kind of like
A lot of like mouth reading, but I think he knew what he was asking. He came on this press line and called me stank face right after, so I don't think that he was planning on apologizing.
And you don't need it. Bye. Go win Dancing with the Stars.
Thank you. I hope so. Vote for me, please.
Get that mirror ball. Bye.
Again, I think Karamo's intentions were pure, and the fact is that just Tom does not get it. He does not see what he did wrong, and he's just not understanding that when you are remorseful, you will keep apologizing and saying you're sorry, no matter how many times you've said it before. Now, this next clip, I've looked everywhere for an extended version, more than 6 seconds, but this is what they had, and I cannot find anything else, and it's regarding Ariana ripping the necklace off of Tom.
Okay, can we talk about the lightning bolt necklace? I heard it was ripped off of Sandoval's neck.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
I think he expected it too. Yeah. As expected, he's not as good of a sport as as he would like to be, I think. Yeah.
Now, we see in the trailer there's some teasing of friendships, and do you guys feel like you get caught in the middle, like her friend, his friend, her friend? Is it hard? Is it choosing sides? Is it...
Well, not for me right now. I mean, I feel like sometimes, there's things that, like, let's say, complete example, arbitrary. Katie and Lala get in an argument, but it's like they're still friends and they're still going to love each other at the end of the day, something like that. That's going to be a situation where, like, choosing sides or like feeling like caught in the middle is like maybe more likely because, they're going to be friends. They love each other. But, sometimes people just do things that you can't come back from, and it's just better to protect your peace, I think, than to try and make what were you saying? Make concessions or make bend over backwards to try to make something make sense that doesn't make sense for you. Yeah.
Can you tease what's coming up for you in the new season?
Yeah, you're gonna see a very single version of me you haven't seen before in the like entire history of the show. I've always had it's Tom's girlfriend, or we were then married, or yeah. So yeah, it's a very different me, which is it's fun.
Nice thing.
Yeah, very nice.
And last one for you as well. Choosing what's coming up for you.
Oh well, Katie and I definitely. You're gonna see us working on opening our sandwich shop. Something about her, and just what it's like to navigate an entirely new way of kind of going about everything in terms of the friend group and the show, and it's a whole new world.
With this clip right here, there's been some talk about it because he says, now we see the trailer, there are some teasing of friendships. And do you guys feel like it's you getting caught in the middle, like her friends, his friends? Is it hard choosing sides? And at this point, they had already known that Scheana was hanging out with Tom, as people like to say, at an after party. But technically, it was more Brock kind of hanging out with Tom. You see Scheana talking to Captain Jason, like she said, and she said they were 15 minutes there and then went back because she wanted to finish the conversation. So I think that they were trying to see, because also in the teaser, you see Scheana giving Tom a hug, which we know when they went to Big Bear, they had the meditation, and they had to connect as partners, because she did let that slide in her podcast, and that they had to talk. And that's something that we are going to be seeing in season 11. So I think they were trying to figure out that whole thing. And I think that regardless, Scheana really has nothing to say to Tom. He hurt her friend. She's still hurt as a friend because she was friends with him. And, it's going to be awkward. They work together. They see each other. And they're going to have maybe more conversation than they would if, say, they didn't work together. That's just my opinion on this. Let me know what you guys think about her answering this question. Because she also said you have to protect your peace and sometimes have to make decisions where, bending over backwards is not something that makes sense. So what do you think about that?
James, if your ex was a sandwich, what would she be? Sloppy Joe? No,
Sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe.
Yeah, you were the OG whistleblower when it came to Scandoval, and you were trying to convince everyone, and everyone was like, you're crazy. I know. Does he know that he can't get any past you? I think you do.
Oh, God. No, I wouldn't even try. Listen. No. No, this is my love right here. I mean, we're a team, we're a duo, so there's nothing trying to slide by past Ally Bally.
How many people have asked you guys about whether or not there's an engagement coming soon?
Oh, everybody.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah. I'd be down to put a ring on it, though, and then just like, wait, we don't have to plan the wedding. Like, I'd be down to put a ring on it.
Okay, let's talk about Jax. He has made amends with Lisa and a little bit with Tom, and he's, saying great things.
Yeah.
Do we think he's going to be the number one guy again?
Oh, I wouldn't go so far about saying the number one guy. I think I've definitely taken that crown. I mean, if he's coming for the crown, he can try, but he's gonna have to deal with Jamesy boy now. But no, me and Jax are really good. We're actually on really good terms. We text now. He came to a pool party at my house.
Okay, so it seems like Tom gets a little bit of a redemption arc this coming season.
He's trying hard, and we got to give him that. I mean, hey.
Okay, now do you think that if Rachel came back, she would have gotten the same treatment?
Yeah.
Like, I think people would actually be open to like listening and having a conversation. Not me. I'm good.
You're good. Okay, if you guys can give a style makeover to anyone in your cast, who would it be?
Sandoval.
And as I've said before, it's the same thing with Sandoval. I think because they work together, they're still seeing each other because of the show. If Rachel was to come back, she would maybe have more of a shot to maybe have a conversation and sit down and talk. I still think they would have the same treatment equally if she was to come back. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think?
You really wanted to keep the peace up there. You didn't want it to be crazy.
Well, I think we've had crazy. Now we've got to kind of, I don't want to go back to the whole reunion thing. It was definitely complicated. But sometimes Tom just doesn't get it. He doesn't call it right. Somebody says, what would you have done differently? He should have stood up and said everything.
Mm-hmm. Did any of them come to you for advice? Ariana, Raquel, what did you say?
Oh my God, that is way too complicated. It was very, very difficult to find any cohesion at the beginning of the season. It's a very different season, but you know what? We kind of got there. But it was complicated. It was.
Yeah.
There was no right way in this.
Well, I've been saying Sandoval just doesn't get it, and I don't think that they will ever be the same group that they ever were, and it's always going to be different from here on out. We have to accept that, and we can only see what the future has for everybody.
Situation.
Yeah. You have a grandchild?
Well, yeah, and talking about family. If you have children, and they are kind of like my children in a way, and they're fighting, and they're really at each other's throats, I don't think any mother would really stand with one and say, you know what, you did wrong, you did. I think you do try and stand in the middle and say, listen to each other. I know you did wrong. You try to kind of facilitate some kind of moving forward, cohesion.
One of the things that really comes across is that you do care about all of them.
I love them. No, I love them. I mean, I dragged them into this hot mess right from the beginning, and it's not always easy to be on reality television. Of course, a lot of it's fantastic and it's exciting, and but sometimes, to sit up there and be booed like that, he just got hammered up there. I mean, so yeah, I do care about them more.
Yeah, were you able to talk to Tom after?
No, but I've been, very much support, not of what he did, in no uncertain terms. He knows that. But just try to think that maybe this too shall pass. But it was hard. They were hard on him out there.
New season, picking up the pieces is what the trailer said. What are you most excited for people to see?
Well, we didn't pick up all of them, but we tried.
Mm-hmm.
And I did some heavy lifting, that's for sure.
I'm going to say it here now. He was definitely booed the entire time he was on panel. And if this doesn't clarify it, I don't know what else does. But here's another boo moment. This is from day one, where Tom and actually Lisa Vanderpump did the upfront interview with one of the co-hosts. And then Ariana, Scheana, and Katie did it with a couple other girls up front as well, but they were two separate times. But we are going to see the take-off challenge. Ariana versus Tom Sandoval. Who did it better?
Does ink mean we get a new tattoo?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh-huh. Isn't that?
Yes, right here.
Right there. Oh. Take off that jacket. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off. Oh my God. Take it off. Come on, let's see some sexy moves, girls. Yes.
walking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet.
Okay, here we go.
Take it off the skirt. Take it off.
Take it off. Take it off. Take it off. No, you don't have to. But the person is spinning, and I know that you want to do this, Tom.
What? Take it off.
You have to do for 10
seconds. Take it off.
Loud claps. You
Take it
you want
off.
to take it off, or do you want to do your sexiest dance move? I'll let you pick.
Sexiest.
Take it off. Take it off.
I'll be.
I'll
Take it off.
I don't know. I'll dance.
It off.
I'll do a little bit of everything.
Take it off. Take it off. Take it off.
Take off your skirt.
All right. Put it on. Give it up for Tom Sandoval taking it off.
Oh, dear.
All right, now, I'm sorry. What happens now?
In my opinion, Ariana fucking killed it. That booty was pop, lock, and dropping. And what did Sandoval have? A woo-woo with his arm swing, and that was it. I'm good. I'll take Ariana any day. And I'm straighter than a board, and I will take Ariana any day. She will make me a happy girl, I'll tell you that. What about you guys? Who do you think won this Take It Off contest? Let me know down below.
I think on the panel, it was said that Scheana was hanging out with Tom last night, and I know that you have conversations with her about that this season. What was your reaction to that?
To
Scheana hanging out with Tom this weekend.
Oh.
And does that cause a divide in the friend group at all?
Girl, I love you, but why do you keep making these weird choices? It's just weird choices to make. I check with her sometimes, I'm like, do you feel like you're on the wrong side of things often? And she's like, and I'm like, okay, well, it's good that you know so you can correct that. But then she doesn't correct it. So it's I don't know. I don't know. Yes.
What do you think, Ariana?
I mean, honestly, no, I agree. I mean, it's weird, and I don't know. It seems, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to tell somebody what to do or how to.
I will.
I love you. They don't have to listen, but I just do the smart thing. It just seems like it's all. I don't know, but it just seems like it's not a difficult thing to do. Unless you want to, but then you have to also be prepared that people are going to think it's weird. That's the thing. So
I get it. This is a hard situation to come by. I do believe Scheana when she said she didn't know whose penthouse it was, and she went from one party to an after party, and it was really just to continue a conversation and the good time that she was having. Was Brock a little friendly with Tom? Yeah, in the video. Doesn't mean anything though. In my opinion, I know she's there for Ariana. She was friends with both of them. So in her heart, she is hurting that friendship that she did have with Tom at one point. And she is trying to figure it out. And I know that she has a good heart, and you get to a point that, not that you want to forget what happened, but you're going to move on with your life. And you're going to be there for the people that love you and support you. And the people that did you wrong, they're not going to be there. If they are there while you're doing stuff because clearly you have to film together, they're going to be there. But you're not going to be best friends with them. You are going to keep doing you and move on with your life and just not have so much hate. There's no need to have that much hate for somebody. And I think that Ariana will get to that point too as well, where she won't hate him as much and she's just going to be doing her. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Now, I want to show you Reality Ops video on Tom Sandoval Day 2 vs. 2022 Tom Sandoval at BravoCon, and a video from Eric Goldie, which is reactions from Sandoval at BravoCon. And then we'll get into some other things. So let's take a look.
Oh my gosh, finally I get reunited with Rachel.
I made it to BravoCon.
You look great. Day 3 Rachel. Awesome. Oh, I miss you. You're not the pretty close to the block. That was
I don't know what to tell you. This is Bravo, we're tight.
Yeah, I guess we are a little bit.
They have maybe many cocktails.
Raquel.
No, not that again. I mean, they're pretty stiff. I don't know who they what, but they're pretty stiff. That's really good too. I feel like Schwartz is like a, you know, your go-to college cocktail. That much of like a fruit taste palette, where Schwartz is a little bit more refined. Sorry, I always
There could be a full college course just taught on this one video because there is so much to unpack. Like there needs to be a case study. Let's dive in. First, who are these fans? Who are these people that are delivering high fives to this man? Don't touch him. At first I thought he was wearing a kilt. No, it is a pleated jean skirt. I feel like he thought he was doing something. I'm rarely at a loss for words. But here we are. Last but not least, this woman. Because she is all of us. Like, this guy applauds, and she's like, no, we don't applaud that man.
BravoCon. Sandoval showing no remorse. Lala said what he did was disgusting. Everybody knows that. She was like, he's not the first to do it. He's not the last. Like, we all need to just, like, forget about him.
Yep. Obviously for Ariana, you're holding on to that. But for everybody else, just like, don't care about him.
Right. Like,
he is just irrelevant to my life.
Right. Indifferent.
Yeah. It is just kind of funny that like literally nobody wants to be seen with him. Like I even saw Olivia from Southern Charm was seen leaving the club but she was like, no. I was there for Paige's birthday and we just so happened to walk out at the same time. And I noticed that we were walking out at the same time. I saw people notice that and I went, uh-oh.
Yeah. If he just kept saying, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I will always be sorry. But he has like a nasty attitude about it. Like when he's asked questions. And so that, you know, it does not help him whatsoever.
And I would have to agree. I wouldn't want to be seen with Sandoval. And I'll tell you this. I've been saying, if he was just more remorseful, more apologetic, and saw what he did, people would understand him a little better. But he does have like a bad attitude about it, and no one wants to deal with anyone that thinks that they're some cocky bitch that didn't do anything wrong. Now, I want to get into Allie and James being on a little panel with Real Housewives of New Jersey, Teresa and Louis, and the questions that they had on panel and answered for us. So let's take a look.
What has been your favorite part about BravoCon this year in Vegas, Allie?
Just meeting the people. Honestly, it's like, it's so, I don't know, I'm just so grateful. It's so beautiful and everyone's so kind. And then obviously seeing all of the Bravo celebrities.
Yeah, who hadn't you seen before that you were stoked or jazzed to see at BravoCon this year?
Sonia Morgan. I was really excited. I held her purse for her while she peed in the bathroom.
There's literally nothing more Bravo than that. It all happens in the bathroom, as we've learned.
And obviously the looking thing, you know, the good looking things. Like James, you're like so good looking in real life. Like, you know, and I'm like, I get that. I do think I look better in person than I do on the show because, you know, the camera, I don't know what the camera does. Like, I'm good looking, but like better in person.
I don't even know what to say to this. I feel like James is his own hype man. I can't even hype him up.
I have to be my own hype man.
Do you even need to compliment him ever? I feel like he does it for
You have
himself.
beautiful blue eyes.
Yeah.
Beautiful blue eyes.
Oh, thank you too.
That's big. Does it put stress on your relationship at all when you're filming together?
For me? I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, filming is always going to put stresses on relationships and it's always going to be tough, but it also makes us stronger when we get through it, like a hard day, like we were out filming or we had like an intense scene or something like that. You know, it really does help us like break out of different shells and like come down to like the nitty gritty. Do you know what I mean? So, and we have conversations we don't necessarily want to have with people we don't really want to talk to sometimes. So, you know, it brings it out of us, but Ali and I are such a tight-knit team that when we get home, we just we make sure we're there to support each other. And yeah, like she said, it makes it easier when we're together and filming.
I think Allie and James are such a cute couple. Allie is so sweet and so kind, and you cannot find someone better than her. I think James upgraded for sure. What do you guys think? Let's see what else they have to say.
I have like friends in LA that will text me and be like, oh my God, he's a Gemini, should I go? And I'm like, yes, go. I think you should meet them first, vibe out their energy, and we'll look at their birth chart after.
And we'll look at the red flags after that. Oh my God. Who was grumpier in the morning? Who was grumpier in the morning? Allie,
we wake up happy.
What do we think, Louie? What do we think, Teresa?
We wake up happy.
You wake, oh my God.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
I'm barfing
I wake
right
up
now.
happy. I mean, my kids say that, Ma, you always have a smile on your face. I try, because you know what? I feel like my energy rubs off on them. So
Yeah.
if I wake up like a bitch, sorry, can I say that?
Of course you can. Well, you said it.
Or if I wake up like mean, then I feel like it's going to rub off on them. And I want them to have a beautiful day.
You never want to go to bed happy. Yeah, I mean, sorry. You never want to go to bed angry at each other. So if we even ever had something going on, we never go to bed like that. So we're always waking up smiling.
I love hearing that, Louie.
It's true. And I would say Ali doesn't wake up grumpy either, but like I pointed at her.
Well, I need like coffee. Like,
No,
he
I need
wakes
to wake up.
I'm a morning person. I'll get up like quick.
Right, she's not yelling at you.
But she ain't grumpy.
But she needs her quiet time in the morning away from
I like
yes,
coffee.
I don't talk till 11 a.m.
Yeah, right, exactly. You need your space.
Coffee, you need coffee.
Yeah, I need coffee. I like coffee.
Coffee.
He likes the strawberry refresher from Starbucks every morning. Yeah.
Really? No caffeine for you.
One espresso and a refresher from Starbucks.
Wow. Okay, now we know the
Starbucks
drink order. Who is more stubborn? I mean, it's Teresa. It's Teresa.
Then we'll go Taurus.
Yeah, I was going to be like, Teresa and James, I'm calling it out for both of you. Come on now.
Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, right. Who's the better dancer?
He's
Louis
Latino.
and James, these boys.
He's Latino.
Louis, what's your signature dance move? I got to know.
Because
the people want to see.
The normal bounce. I don't know. The bounce.
Wait a minute. You're like, it's this? Come on. It can't be this. Come on, Louis. Come on. Come on. Give us. There we go. All right, here we go. Yes, yes. Give it to them. Oh, we got the bounce. All right. Look at this. This is not a bad signature dance move. All right.
How tall are you? How tall are you?
I'm 6'1.5".
Oh my God.
6'1.5".
How do you get?
And a half.
At least I'm not like that 6'2" guy that isn't 6'2".
Yeah, no, that's fair.
It's a hard 6'1.5". I met Michael Rappaport like in person this time.
Oh my God,
Listen,
he's
this
amazing.
guy's a legend, and he's so funny. And he just looked at me and he's like, James, mother, in Kennedy.
Yeah. Wow, well, look at you being tame and like bleeping your own self here. I'm very
she's
impressed.
like, we're going live. I'm like, we're not redoing what I did and Watch What Happened.
We're both Tauruses.
Oh, you're both Taurus.
Yeah, we're both Taurus.
Allie, what do we think? You're gonna have to deep dive.
They're building an empire together. That's
They're building an empire.
Me and my boyfriend are both Tauruses, so I get being stubborn and all of that, and I think Tauruses are a perfect match. But this next clip is from Lala's IG story, where she caught Tom slipping up during the Bravos. Let's take a look.
It's about to be a good one. Oh, we're giving you great content.
Hey, I think this is going to be phenomenal.
Are you super excited?
Must have been one hell of a night that he was sleeping during the Bravos. But let's take a look now from Pump Rules on IG and all of her great content that she posted of all the Vanderpumpers at BravoCon. And don't forget to go over there and subscribe to her IG. She posts lots of great things.
Certain about the entertainment? You kind of nailed it. Are you flipping certain? Are you ready? I got this. Certain matters. For promotional.
Day two. Day
Go,
two,
baby.
BravoCon.
Morning guys, a little bit of story time. I'm not naked, don't worry, I'm getting ready for day 3 of BravoCon, but listen up. Last night was amazing. Thank you everyone that came out to my Vegas show. And it was crazy because I was playing 1 a.m. to 3 in the morning and I had to be up at BravoCon for day 3 right now, 8:30 in the morning, right? Because I've got a fan photo moment or whatever. So the clocks went back last night. So I played like 1 to 2 a.m. twice. So I got an extra hour of sleep. Could we get the clocks to go back every night? Day 3, we made it, baby. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
You look beautiful.
Surprisingly.
Look at you. Boobies are out today.
I hope I see Captain Jason.
Get those heels on. Get those heels on.
Come.
That was the best.
Captain Jason. Okay.
This next one is from Reality Ops, and it is the love story that we call Lala and Captain Jason.
So we didn't just get one picture of Lala and Captain Jason that Lala posted, but we actually got 2 because guess what? Captain Jason posted also, okay? So that tells me even though so many Bravo Lebs are after him, he is most into Miss Lala, and I really do ship, pun intended, this couple. I will post a little Captain Jason striptease right after this, but if you didn't see it, check out my Lala and Captain Jason video. I posted a few before this where they're both talking about each other. It's really cute. And you can also get there by clicking the little sticker that's at the bottom of this video in the beginning. Enjoy.
Take it off. The anticipation, it kills us.
How long is this show? No cheating, no cheating.
Take it up. Take it off. Take it off.
Take it off! Take it off! I didn't touch it. It looked like I touched it. I didn't touch it. It's either take it off, Jason, or do a dance move for the fans of BravoCon. Let's go, Jason. Let's go, Jason. Let's go, Captain. El Capitan. El Capitan.
Yeah, boy.
Holy yes, Captain. Give it up for the Captain. Yes. Woo! Jason, you planned that, didn't you? Very, very competitive game. Very, very. Give it up for me for making it spin to take it off. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Kristen, Jax, and Britany were all there as well at BravoCon to promote their new spin-off series. So let's take a look at the pictures and videos I found from them.
Who's that sexy bitch? That sexy mama up there.
Just like old times.
Just left BravoCon, and all of y'all that I met, everyone at BravoCon, you guys are amazing. Thank you for being so supportive. We're so excited to see you on TV in 2024. And look what I got to leave with. And hell no, I wasn't saving this as a keepsake. Mom was eating these grilled cheese and tomato soup Lay's chips. Love you. Well, guys, we finally reached an end point. That's it for all the Vanderpump everything that happened at BravoCon. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments. And I'm going to leave you off with this video from James Kennedy, which was after BravoCon at his next show that he had. And just some fun things that he had in the hotel room. I hope you love this video. Please leave a like, a comment, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell on your way out so that you can be notified every time I post a video or go live. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.
Wow. Honestly, this room is insane, but this is when they overdo it. We got the cheese, the honey, candies. Oh! What on earth is going on here? Raise your glass to the #1 guy in the hotel. Like, I can't even deal. Pump Street chocolate. Oh! It's the one with the mustache. There he is. Shall I hang this up in my room? I mean, my God. Guys. Like, balcony out there. What's going on? Oh my.
On your arm, once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face. Got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change.